Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's Francis. It's about 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Um, I just wanted to give an update today. Uh, I've been on estrogen for, it's like an HRT update. I've been on estrogen now for 7 weeks, and also last Thursday I went to visit my um, therapist, and we had a very good meeting. And I'll maybe talk a little bit about that later. But I just wanted to report, sort of like I've noticed some physical changes. Um, I have noticed that my skin feels softer and everywhere, like on my bum and everywhere. And then the hairs, I always had very fine hair, but it's even like blonder and finer on my arms now. And I've noticed that I have had I still have some extra blubber here, but I have my shoulders, everything sort of is slendering up here. And I've lost some weight up here, but some stuff I'm not losing. In fact, I'm gaining a little. So I used to have a lot more breast sensitivity, but that seems to be going away now. And my boobies are getting a little, well, I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems like they've changed, okay? So gotten a little bigger and rounder, whatever. So, but I feel great, and I was telling my counselor that I said, I don't have, I've always chewed my nails, and I've had some victory with my right hand. I don't chew my nails with my right hand for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in December. But, I still kind of munch. These two fingers, the forefinger and the middle finger on the left hand, are actually better than the ones on my right hand. But I still kind of nibble on the pinky, ring finger, and thumb. And anyways, I try to keep polish on them, but I don't know. I just haven't totally uh, stopped doing it. To me, it's not like a nervous thing. It's like I'm trying to get the things to. It's like you trim them with your teeth, and you shouldn't do that. Okay, so anyways, still working on it, and I've noticed that my legs are getting a little more slender, and I've lost a lot of. I'm losing fat in through my hips and buttocks and my lower abdomen. But still, I mean, I got a long way to go. Okay, but I had gained some weight the last month or two. I probably put 5 to 10 pounds back on, and so I started taking my Lasix medicine, not daily, but like 3 or 4 times a week, and that helps me reduce my fluid weight. Because with heart failure, that's why I was put on these meds originally. 6 years ago, they put me on low dose spironolactone, 25 milligrams, but because of my hypogonadism, the spironolactone was blocking the little bit of testosterone my body produces. And actually, I've grown these breasts over many years. It's just that now, since I started taking the estrogen, um, things are starting to happen on the tips of your breasts. Okay, so, but anyways, I feel more calm, relaxed, and at peace with myself. Um, I never I can't really go into deep psychological things here publicly, but I feel that when you're a man, there's a lot of pressures you have, and um, to be macho and compete with the other men and stuff. But I don't know. I just never felt like I was part of that crowd, and I always was different. Okay, and even psychologically, when I got married 31 years ago, I wanted to have a family, um, and then I found out from the doctor that it would be almost impossible for me to have children because I was like, they tested me and I was like practically sterile. And I've made a new friend this last few weeks, Bree Brown on YouTube, and Bree lives in New South Wales in Australia, and she has a condition called, well, her chromosomes are XXY, and it's Klinefelter's syndrome. I think that's how you pronounce it, Klinefelter's syndrome. So she and I have a lot of similarities mentally, and we just became friends. So I mean, I just wanted to put a shout out for her, and so both of us were born different, and so I really believe, there's all kinds of different transgender people, and whether you're born with female genitals and uh, mentally think you should have been a boy, or the other way around, and so there's a difference between gender and your genitals, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of heterosexual people who have normal urges as a male being a male and a woman being a female, I guess they don't really understand that. And I guess I'm going on a rabbit trail here, but we want to be accepted for who we are, and you just can't stuff. There are exceptions to the rule, and hopefully our society will become more accepting and tolerant of people that are different from themselves. And you know, there's a lot of people with a lot of pent up aggression, and sometimes they take it out on people that are innocent. And I just want to say something. All this violence that's occurring in Ferguson, Missouri, a lot of this destruction that happened last night isn't the local people. It's like people that came in there, and they're using this case of to their own political and racist agenda. Okay, so if that young man had complied with the police and did what he was told, I mean, if you're walking down the street where cars normally go, a pedestrian should be walking on the sidewalk or on the edge of the road. And for that young man to attack the police officer and struggle for his weapon, and then the police officer was hurt because of this young man's attack. And, you have to go with the evidence and what witnesses said. And, if people made up a story that didn't quite match the facts, well, that's bearing false witness, isn't it? And, and see how these things can like mushroom out of control. So I think law-abiding citizens need to stop the destruction and hate, and realize that that's not going to do any good. And I heard, 12 businesses got burned to the ground. and the firemen couldn't respond because there's gunshots and, you know, the fear that the firemen are going to get shot. You know, what a shame. All the innocent people that put all that time and effort into having a business, and their windows get trashed, and you know, what is that? What are those innocent people going to have to do to restore their business? Maybe they won't. They'll be going out of business. So this thing is escalating out of control. I think I think the lawmakers should start, you know, supporting, you know, peace and love amongst the community. And this outburst of hate, I think there might be some people involved in this that, you know, this is just an opportunity to shoot at the police or do something evil. Okay, some people are just waiting for opportunities like this to live out their pent up aggressions. And so, anyways, I'm not going to discuss any more about that. But I think things in this country have to change. We have to do things that are going to promote jobs and the well-being of the country as a whole. And I also heard, you know, even veterans that go out and serve in the military, sometimes they get discharged and they have disabilities, and all that processing is getting held up for months and maybe even years. And that's not right, you know. I mean, people come into this country illegally, and then they expect to be supported. And, you know, we're giving all this money and resources away to people that didn't come into the United States legally. And all the people that are here and law-abiding citizens and people that have, you know, green cards or have applied to become U.S. citizens, they're all put on the back burner, and because, you know, they did it the right legal way. I mean, so you know, things are not very good. I think people need to like evaluate what's going on. I think a lot of this pent-up aggression is because the economy is so bad. A lot of people are out of work and don't have a job and can't support their family. And so I disagree with a lot of the policies the current administration has, because they're not promoting free enterprise and the American way of doing things. They're really not capitalists, and so I believe that we should have equality for you know, transgender, gay, lesbian, medically. A lot of us are denied our rights because we are different, and that isn't right either. So you know, we've all worked and contributed to society. You know, I served my country for 6 years in the U.S. Navy, and I am a veteran. And I worked 40 years and paid into the Social Security system, Medicare, everything else. And then I became disabled um, and unable to work 5 years ago. So I applied for disability benefits, and it was denied. And you know, I worked and paid into the system for 40 years, and they denied me. And then I lost, because of that, financially I lost my van. Then a year later I lost my camper that I was living in for almost 5 years. I couldn't afford to live there anymore. And without a vehicle, you're kind of like there wasn't any public transportation close enough for me to use when I was like a lot heavier and more disabled than I am. And so I had to move. And, you know, um, I think the government has to kind of like take care of the people who are citizens and veterans and who have served their country and paid in the system. They deserve priority over all these people that just cross the border illegally and then expect to be taken care of. You know, I grew up as a kid. No one ever gave me anything. I got opportunities and I worked hard all my life to better myself. And, you know, I didn't want to just work at a hamburger joint collecting minimum wage. You know, I found a job that required more effort and to get paid more. And as I went to college and joined the Navy and gained more skills, uh, I was able to get better paying jobs because I was qualified for them and I could do the work. So, you know, I think our government has to kind of focus on if they're going to help people, they should be in some kind of training program to enable them to gain skills where they can work, support themselves, and pay taxes just like the rest of Americans. Okay, so there's a lot of issues we could talk about here, but this is just now it's like most of this video turned out to be something that I really didn't intend. But anyways, Fran-Sez is doing good, and I've noticed that my energy level's gone down, and so I don't know what that's a function of, but I've heard from other people transitioning that they get, you know, they don't have as much usable energy as they used to. So that's probably the effect of the hormones. So I don't know, but so anyways, I hope you're happy with my update. If you don't like my political views or economic views, well, these are my views and this is my channel. So, but you know, Fran-Sez is gonna end the video now. Boy, I think I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this because I'm just rambling and from one topic to another. There's so much happening, folks. But one thing's for sure, I'm still putting peanuts out for my squirrel friend that comes around looking for a handout. So anyway, have a great oh, and happy Thanksgiving. Okay, I meant to say that earlier, but all right. So love everybody, and have a happy Thanksgiving. And before you spend any money on Black Friday, think about where your finances are going. Who are you supporting? I would say buy American as much as possible. So I don't really buy a lot of things for me in my apartment. I kind of live very simply with a roof over my head. But I do enjoy going out and dining and spending money at some of the local establishments that provide me food and beverages. So think about that, you know, I mean, and sometimes a gift, sending somebody a gift could be taking them out to eat, okay? I love social gifts. Bye.